Good day everyone. I will be tackle the shipboard organizational chart. Game, let's go. This chart shows various departments running the ship including their department's heads. Each of the crew function based on their ranks, outlined in their job description. Shipboard organization make it easy for everyone to identify the degree of responsibility of every person on board. First on the top, shipboard organization is the master. He is the overall commander, having absolute authority on board. He also called the captain of the ship. Even when there are superintendent, ship owner, and inspector on board, he is still absolute command. When there are accident and incident or deficiency, the master will be deemed responsible for it unless he can prove it otherwise. Next is deck department. Deck department is the unit responsible for navigation, watchkeeping, and maintenance of ships' hull, cargo hold, preparation, loading, and unloading of cargoes. Next, in deck department, they have the chief officer is the master second in the command. He is the training manager, garbage manager, rest hour, supervisor, disciplinarian, and job administrator. Next in chief officer is second officer. Typically stands at 12 to 4 watch AM and PM. The second officer is also called the navigational officer. As what we see on the organizational chart, he is the rank below the chief mate and just above the third officer. He is charged of fixing the voyage plans, chart, correction, and publication update. Next on second officer is third officer. A third mate's watch in from 8 to 12 AM and after AM and PM is usually the safety officer on board. This means that his duty involves the care and maintenance of all life-saving and fighting equipment. Next in third officer is bosun or boatswain. The bosun is the head of the unlicensed deck department with direct supervision from the chief officer. The bosun works closely with the chief officer. Next in bosun is pumpman. A pumpman assists the chief officer during loading and discharging and crude oil washing. His responsible revolves around the deck area with cooperation from bosun and other deck crew. Next in pumpman is able body seaman or AB seaman. AB. The ABs are usually the ones steering the vessel during pilot stage. They are either watchkeepers or day workers. They are ones doing all the maintenance job on deck like chipping, buffing, painting, washing, and greasing. Ordinary seaman or OS. An ordinary seaman is the entry-level rank in the deck department. His duty is very much like the able seaman. Whenever they require, ordinary seamen are not allowed to steer the ship even they have the necessary certificates. Next on ordinary seaman is deck cadet. A deck cadet duties depend on the culture of the ship. On some vessels, he spends his time mostly on deck doing maintenance together with the ratings. The main duty of the cadet is training. He must learn the different jobs on board. Next, after in the deck department, they have engineering department. Engineering department is the term used referring to the crew work below deck or inside the engine room. The engine department is categorized into The licensed members called the marine engineers, and the unlicensed crew called engine ratings. The next on engine department is they have chief engineer or CE. The head of the shipboard engineering department is the chief engineer. He is overall charge of the engine room, safety, machinery operation, maintenance, bunkering, and technical administration. After the chief engineer, they have second engineer or 2E called first assistant engineer or 1AE. The second engineer is the rank below in chief engineer. He is the executive officer of ship engine department. The chief engineer does not planning, scheduling, delegating, and directing the maintenance plan inside the engine room. Next in second engineers is third engineer or 3E. The third engineer is the responsible to the second engineer for normal maintenance and watchkeeping duties in other ships. He also called the second assistant engineer or 2AE. He is responsible for the general maintenance of the machinery and equipment. Next on third engineer is port engineer or port E. 4-E. Port engineer jobs include studying and practicing the third engineer's duties. The second engineer normally gives the job from the day. His responsible may overlap or interchange with the other engineers due to the different company regulation. Next on port engineer is electrician or electrotechnical officer or ETO. The electrician is one of the most vital technical ranks on the board. Since a ship is mostly run by automation, an ETO plays a major role in keeping them at all times. He also works in the deck department, especially with the chief officer. Next is the engine ratings. Next on engine ratings they have Peter. Peter's jobs on board is well fitting a ship but that has too broad and too narrow at the same time. Peters are highly skilled workers and are usually found inside the engine workshop. They are strong and adept in using various of measuring tools. Next in engine rating is motorman oiler. A motorman or oiler's job includes inspection and maintenance of pumps, motors and turbines, and condenser on board. He is care for equipment and bulbs, greasing, lubricant, derusting, and painting if necessary. Next in engine ratings, they have a wiper. The wiper is the ordinary seaman counterpart in the engine room. His job is that mainly of support to those rank above him. Whisper are expected to study and learn the jobs of oilers, motormen, and Peters. With enough knowledge and experience, he can be promoted to those levels. Next engine rating is engine cadet. Like the deck cadet, an engine cadet duty is mainly to learn the different jobs in the engine room department. His training scheme is directly supervised by the second engineer. Lastly, they have steward department. Steward department comprise the smallest number of crew in the shipboard organization. In fact, the steward department is the backbone of the organizational chart. Let's take a look at what they do. In steward department, they have chief steward. A chief steward is the highest ranking member of the galley department. He directs and supervise the planning and preparation of meals. A chief cook's job is to prepare and cook the meals for the crew. He maintains the cleanliness and orderliness inside the galley and the provision room. messman. He also last the messman. He also in charge of washing the dishes and filling the fridge with milk, juice, yogurt, bread, and other beverage that the crew needs. That's that's all my organizational charge. Good day and have a nice day.